Hello, folks. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers. This is the second part of the series that I have been calling Jobs and the Wealth Transfer. Today we're going to talk about some of the people that were the controllers of Washington, D.C. We're also going to talk about some assassinations. But we are also going to talk about one other thing. And normally what I would do is I would leave the most important part of the video for last, but I'm going to do it first so that people have a better chance of finding out this information. The situation that we are looking at are the armies. And these are the foreign armies that have come into the United States. Back in the 90s, they called themselves UN peacekeepers, and they came in from nations such as China, Russia, many of the European nations, and some of them would wear the blue hats. But a lot of them didn't wear the blue hats. They actually wore the hats from the nation that they happened to be from. Most of them could speak English, and that was one of the reasons why they came to the United States. Their job was to eliminate citizens of the United States. Now, hopefully, as we are looking at all of this, you will see the various steps that were taken to make sure that the people were eliminated. And the first step that they took was to get the jobs out of the country. Well, this group was in the United States, and they were here for a number of years. I don't know how they handled their tours of duty, whether some of them were here for years or if they were just here for a certain number of months or whatnot, and then would rotate back to their home country. But their job while they were here was to take orders from the president that was in place at the time, whether it was Clinton, whether it was George W. Bush, or whether it was Barack Obama. Now, those are the three most important presidents as far as the globalists were concerned. And we will take a look at some of the things that they did. One of the things that they did is they wanted to have as many foreign soldiers in the United States as possible. The reason that they wanted to have that many foreign soldiers in the United States as possible was because of the fact that they knew that they had to have somebody that would eliminate the population. They knew that the military, the U.S. military, would not agree to take orders to destroy the population, so they brought in the foreign soldiers. While they were having the foreign soldiers in the United States, they were sending the U.S. soldiers to other countries so that they would not interfere with the foreign soldiers when they decided that they were going to take out the American population. The other thing that happened, and it's very interesting, and that is that there came a time when those UN soldiers were no longer the way that they were going to go. They started bringing across the borders soldiers that were from foreign countries, but a lot of them were from South and Central America, probably a few from Mexico, and so on. But what these people were They were retermed. Instead of being foreign soldiers or peacekeepers, they became known as illegal aliens. One of the dirty little secrets about the illegal aliens is the fact that the illegal aliens have literally killed hundreds of thousands of Americans. When the peacekeepers were not really doing the job and were not really doing a lot in the way of killing, the illegal aliens came here. Many of them, as it has been said, were from prisons and various other places. The important thing to know is that a lot of them were actually from various militaries, and they had backup training from, you guessed it, the CIA. And so the CIA was actually training them. Now, I told you that when I was in the research team, I was trained by the Green Beret. The Green Beret training and the CIA training is not a lot different. So I have kind of an idea of the kind of training that the illegal aliens received before they came here to the United States to kill Americans. Even though the UN troops didn't do a lot of that and weren't asked to do a lot of that, the illegal aliens were. Not only are they voting in our elections, but they are also murdering American citizens, and that is one of the reasons why the Trump administration is trying to get them out of our country, is because of the fact so many people are being murdered by them. The leaders of Washington, D.C., and this is from what I have been able to pick up in what research I have done. Sam Bush, his son Prescott Bush, and Prescott's son George Herbert Walker Bush were the leaders of Washington, D.C. They were the go-betweens between the bankers and the people that were actually working in D.C. Whether you want to talk about the Congress people, whether you want to talk about the presidents, whoever you want to talk about, they were the go-betweens. You take a look at the people who were either assassinated or attempted to be assassinated, and you will have a better opportunity of knowing who was on the side of the people and who was on the side of the globalists. Abraham Lincoln in 1865, James Garfield in 1881, William McKinley in 1901, and John F. Kennedy in 1963 were all killed. The reason that they were taken out is that they were not cooperating with the globalists, and it was globalist entities then that took them out. Regardless of what story you hear, that's what happened. Ronald Reagan in 1981, Donald Trump in 2024, and Theodore Roosevelt in 1912. A lot of people don't realize that after Theodore Roosevelt left office, they attempted to kill him. Now, we take a look in the 1920s, 30s, 40s, in that range, and we see a young man by the name of Franklin Roosevelt, who was, I believe, the nephew of Theodore. Now, Theodore was a Republican. Donald Trump was a Democrat who became a Republican. Ronald Reagan the same. John Kennedy was a Democrat, but you see, Abe Lincoln was actually a Republican. So as you can see, there are people in both parties that are in favor of the people. there were also people in both parties that were in favor of the globalists. And they were actually working for the globalists more than the people, even though it was the taxes of the people that were paying them and always has been. The situation always is that they work for the globalists, the bankers. And that's why they all have handlers. These people here, along with Andrew Jackson and a few other presidents in history, Andrew Jackson, they tried to kill him, but he wound up not getting wounded. And he was the one that took down the second central bank, as we said in our last video. Anyway, you have an idea of kind of the makeup. Now, in our next video, we're going to start talking about the jobs, and we're going to start talking about the investments, but we're also going to put together the people who, for the globalists, were trying to keep the jobs away from the people and the investments from the people, and the people who are working for the people themselves are trying to bring about jobs, trying to bring about investment opportunities for the people in order to return the wealth to the people. This is Kevin from Good Day, Good Prayers, and I want you to have a good day. Good day.